What's going on, guys? Welcome to the No Excuses Podcast, episode 3. Today's episode is going to be also a very deep one. I feel like this one is like super duper necessary. Man, it's going to be about relationships. Guys, I have so much to say about this. I don't know how much I'll get to cover, but I will try to cover as much as I can. This subject I have very much experience in. Guys, I hold a black belt in marriage, I hold a black belt in friendships, and I hold a black belt in overall relationships. Today's we're gonna dive real deep into it, and we're gonna unfold a lot of questions and a lot of answers, and we're gonna get right to it. So, guys, what are relationships? Let's just go right into it. What are relationships? Well, usually you go out, right? You go out, you meet somebody, you guys exchange phone numbers. Today you exchange Instagram, and you get to know each other a little bit, and maybe you decide to go out on a date, and you start dating a little bit. Maybe you hook up, maybe you don't. Fast forward, before you know it, you guys are together. Aha. Now the fun begins. You start dating, you start going out to eat dinners, you start opening up to each other slowly, getting comfortable with each other physically, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, and now you're in a full on relationship. And as things progress, you decide that you want to get married. You get married, and then now we start. Well, first of all, I want to reverse. Most people get into relationships for the wrong reason. Let's just start with that. Okay? They have a void about themselves, they have a void in their life, and they try to fulfill it by inserting somebody into their life, thinking that's going to fill that void, which is not. You see, everybody needs a significant other. Everybody, we need each other. You need a spouse, you need a husband, you need a wife. But before you can tackle on and get a husband or get a wife, you have to be right with yourself. You have to solve your own internal problems. That when you're ready for that relationship, you don't just bring on a shitload of baggage that's going to weigh down that relationship and end up tearing it down within a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Now, we all have a past. We all have baggage. We all have things that we've been through. But we must solve our problems before we dive deep into a relationship. Because if not, those problems will surface and create havoc for us. So that's the first thing I wanted to clear out. Second, due diligence. Most of the times when you meet somebody, the first thing that catches your eye is their physical. He has a nice body, he has a nice smile, she has a nice ass, she's sexy, beautiful face, nice hair, blah blah, right? Whatever it is, right? It's physical. Guys, but physical is just the first prerequisite. Before you get into that deep relationship, you need to have a fucking checklist. Does this person fulfill that checklist? What do I mean? They can't, like, for example, for a woman, you want to meet a guy who's going to be a provider. You want to like a guy who's going to take care of you, right? Maybe when you meet him, he does not make enough money to support the whole family or support you. But the checklist is that he has that characteristics of someone who can and will be able to support a whole family. You see, when I'm looking for a relationship, I'm not looking for that person to be perfect. I'm looking for them to have those characteristics that they can fulfill their upcoming duties. So, as for a woman, as a man, I'm looking for a man who wakes up early, he's on time, he's punctual, he's hardworking, he's not full of fucking excuses, he's dedicated, he's loyal, he's committed, he's respectful, he's honorable, he doesn't look for shortcuts. These are some of the things I'm looking for from a man. He's not fearful, he's not afraid of his own shadow, he's willing to step up when needs to be. He's a problem solver. Again, some more attributes as a woman that I'm looking for for a husband. On the flip side, man, when you're looking for a woman, well, besides looking at her and saying, man, she has a fucking nice ass and a nice face, well, what else does she bring to the table? Is she nurturing? Is she loving? Is she caring? Is she nice or is she a bitch? Does she bitch all the time? Or does she lift you up? Does she love children or not love children? Is she bitchy with children? How does she like animals? These are all signs that I'm looking for to see if this woman does even qualifies for me to invest in her to potentially have a future with this person. Is she forgiving? Is she supportive? Is she caring? Now, can she cook? Does she keep a clean house? Does she have good hygiene? Who is her family? How are her family? How did they act? Where did they come from? Does she come from a broken home? Why do I need to know all these things, guys? Because these are all things that are going to resurface and come back to me hard. They might come back to me not now, but maybe 2 years from now. Maybe when we have our first kid. Maybe when we have our second kid. All these things will pop up and create problems for you if you don't check them off at the beginning. You must do your due diligence before you get into a serious relationship. Before you get married, you must figure out who you're getting in bed with. Who are these people's family? Because guess what, my friends? When you marry somebody, you also marry their family. Okay? So if she has crazy parents, crazy brothers, crazy sisters, you're going to have to deal with them. Okay? If her family, she comes from a broken home, well, guess what? When things get rough, she never saw, he never saw how a family stayed together. So it's going to be very hard for them when things get tough to be like, I don't want to call it quits because what they saw, what they witnessed is in their life. That unfortunate event will be familiar and it will be a go-to. You must understand, when people talk the talk doesn't mean shit. People have to live it. So, when parents and people talk like to be mentors is like, man, your kids are not fucking listening to you. Your spouse is not listening to you. They're seeing how you act. You might say you're not lazy, but what you fucking sleeping in shows that you're lazy. So whatever you say is irrelevant. You might say that you're loyal, but when push comes to shove, you're cheating. So you're not fucking loyal. Or when things get hard, you're already running away. You're already calling it quits. Guys, these are again signs that I'm looking for. Before I date a woman, tell me a little bit about your past. Guys, just like a fucking interview, right? If you're going to interview somebody to fill in your position for your business, you have to do the same thing for your life, but even more thorough. You have to get references. Well, why did you break up with your boyfriend? Well, if she cheated on him, don't be surprised if she's going to cheat on you. You think you're special? You might be special now, but guess what? He was also special at one point. But shit got rough, and she did what she did, or he did what he did. I'm looking for past history. I'm looking for references. How were you with this person? Why did you break up with this person? What happened? What did they do? Because people, men and women, stop thinking that you're so much different than the previous person. Okay? You might be a little bit different. You might be a little bit better. You might be a little bit worse. But don't think that people change so much. Guys, I used to be involved in all kinds of stuff, but I've always been who I am, right? I've never been a cheater. I've never been a dishonest person. I've never been these different attributes. So if you get with me, that's what you're going to get. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to become dishonest for you. I'm not going to become disloyal for you because that's just not who I am. It's in my DNA to be fucking real. So if you start dating someone, right, and they have a dishonest um past and they have a dishonest relationships and they're not loyal, they weren't loyal, sooner or later when shit gets rough with you, they probably won't be loyal and or be honest. And then it's gonna pop up and cause fucking havoc in your marriage. So guys, doing your due diligence before you dive in to any serious relationship is an imperative. Now here's what the biggest problem comes in is that a lot of us we do our due diligence and we find out everything we need to find out, but then we ignore the fucking signs. We all think we're like Houdini. We think we can change people. You ain't changing nobody. That person, he is who he is. She is who she is. Now, they might be able to pivot and start moving a different direction in their life, but man, that's going to take a lot of work. And most likely, it won't work. Because you got to remember, by the time you meet someone, if you're mid 20s, your early 30s, you meet someone and you get serious with them, they already have 20, 30 years of fucking whatever habits that they created. So now you think that you're just going to jump in and change those habits and erase their whole past that got them to where they are today. You're 100% fucking wrong. If somebody's closed and they've always been closed, they don't like to communicate. They never communicated well. Guys, it doesn't always have to be about cheating, yeah, or like shit like that. Like, let's talk about communications, which is a huge problem in relationships. If you have a spouse or a girlfriend or a boyfriend who doesn't like to communicate, they just get quiet, they close up like a clam. What makes you think they're going to communicate with you? They're horrible communicators. They keep everything inside. They're a ticking time bomb. Sooner or later, they're going to fucking lose it. They're going to lose it and they're going to do something bad. I'm not saying that they're going to cheat, but they're going to do something bad. Maybe out of nowhere, they're just going to file for divorce. You're like, honey, why are you filing for divorce? Like, oh, well, I can't fucking stand you. Well, you can't stand me, but you never told me you couldn't stand me. Oh, well, you should have known, but you did this. There was never communication. Without communication, you can't fix the problem. If if you come to me to train you and I send you a questionnaire and like, do you have any health issues? And you say no, but you have a bad back and the exercises I give you hurt your back and you don't say anything and you keep doing them, right? And one day you just quit the program, like, well, why'd you quit? Like, oh, because your exercises are killing my back. Well, of course they're going to kill your back because you never fucking said anything. This happens in relationships every single day. People just keep quiet. They feel hurt and they don't say anything, or they have something that they want, but they don't say anything, or something that they don't want and they don't say anything, and it just builds up. It builds up. It builds up. And some people can take it for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. I've seen people, guys. I've coached people for 20 years. I've seen people married 30 years, guys, and then the man or the woman, all the kids out of the house, and all of a sudden, boom, divorce papers. Man, what the fuck is that about? He says, I can't fucking stand you. I cannot stand you. I don't like who you are. I never liked who you are. I only stayed with you with the kids or whatever. I kept it together. And then the man or the woman, I said, well, why didn't you say anything? Well, they weren't good communicators. Or maybe they did try to communicate and you weren't listening. Right? Guys, relationships are super complex. Probably one of the most complex things that you'll ever get into. So let's start fasting forward. So you decide to marry this person, right? They say okay. Well, for that person to say okay to marry you, you probably had to be the best version of yourself. You had to probably be in the best shape of your life. You probably looked good. You felt good. You exercised. You worked out. You ate right. You you did everything you can. You dressed nice. You put on makeup. You you took care of yourself. You did everything that you could do to attract a significant other, man or female. Irrelevant, right? You did whatever you can to attract a significant other. And you finally did. And you finally convinced them that you are the one they're supposed to be with, and vice versa. And you guys decide to get married. And here comes the biggest problem I see. People get married, they get fucking comfortable. I cannot tell you how many people I got them into shape or in jiu-jitsu, got them trained them, and then all of a sudden they meet somebody and then they stop training. They stop working out. They stop eating right. They stop dressing nice. The woman stops putting on the nice dress. She stops putting on the makeup, starts letting herself go, and vice versa. The man gets a dad bod, and blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, you say to yourself, you look at this person and say, man, this is not even the person I married. The person I married had A, B, C, D, E, F, G attributes. This person let all those attributes go. So they actually fucking scammed you. So it's like you sign up for my program, right? You sign up for my program, my No Excuses program. You swipe your credit card. Before you swipe your credit card, I tell you all these things. Hey, I'm going to give you a custom meal plan. I'm going to give you workouts. I'm going to, if you're on my online program, I'm going to, coach your mindset and your lifestyle and da 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 da. And then you sign up, and then I do everything I said after a week. And then week 2, or month 2, or it's irrelevant, however long, a year later, I just decide to stop doing those things. But first, I stop giving you meal plan advice. Then I stop giving you workouts. Then I stop giving you life advice. But you're still paying every month. You're going to start saying, why am I paying? Why am I coming to you? You're not providing me any service anymore. I'm going to leave. And well, guess what? You're justified to leave. This happens every day in marriages. Every fucking day this happens. Where the man or the woman stops doing all the things that they promised, they swore, and they acted upon before they got you. If I meet you and you're in unbelievable shape, and we get married and you let yourself go, you frauded me. If I meet you and you are a fucking hard worker, okay, and then we get married and you become a lazy motherfucker, you frauded me. You literally frauded me. If we get married and you used to do all these different nice things for me, take me out, da 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 da, whatever, or the wife, massage your husband, whatever nice gestures you did to convince your significant other to marry you, and then you get married and those things fucking stop, that's fraud. And as a matter of fact, I take it, if my wife lets herself go, I take it as disrespect. Number 1, to her. Number 2, to me. Number 3, to the motherfucking dojo. Guys, I know this shit sounds funny, man, but it's true. Oh, well, I had a baby. Great, you had a baby. You're the only one who ever had a baby? Gazillion people have had a baby. Okay? But there's plenty of them who had a baby and got their shit back together and start taking care of themselves again. Husband, oh, I'm working. So what? Fucking millions of husbands work and still work out and take care of themselves. The excuses that you bring to the table are fucking irrelevant. They're meaningless. And if you have those excuses, make sure you jump on my no excuses program because you need a kick in the ass. You cannot, before you get married, be person A and then get married and be person B. 1 second. You must be the same person. And as the marriage progresses, become even a better version of yourself. Who I was at 25 when I got married and who I am today at 43 is a whole fucking different person, man. Like on a whole nother level on the positive side. Like my wife thought she was lucky when she met me at 25. She's like, man, this kid is good looking. He's hardworking, but I didn't make no money yet. You know, I wasn't as good as I am in bed today as I was. 25 years ago, I wasn't as. I mean, 20 years ago, I wasn't as good as in bed as I am today. I wasn't as mature. I wasn't as wise. I wasn't as successful. I wasn't as good as a father. I wasn't good as anything. I had a lot of good traits, but who I am today is on a whole nother fucking level. Okay? So, man, my wife actually got a deal. She got a fucking deal. And same for me. When I met my wife, she was beautiful, she was sweet, she was kind. But who she is today, 20 years later, is a whole fucking other person. Right? She knows how to run a fucking household. She knows how to take care of kids. She knows how to take care of a husband. These are things that she had no clue on. That we had a lot of fights together. Growing pains. For me, how to be a husband, how to be a father, how to be a man. For her, how to be a wife, how to be a mother, how to be a woman. These things take fucking time and take experience. And you got to fall on your ass and get up and over and over and over again. That eventually, if you're willing to learn from your mistakes, you can become that person. That ultimate person for your significant other and your family. Which brings me up to my next point. This is especially to all the young couples. Marriage does not come with a fucking blueprint. There's no blueprint. When you decided to marry your wife or your husband, after you fucking looped and kissed, you didn't go into your hotel room and got a fucking blueprint on exactly how to treat this person and how to be a father and how to be a mother and how to be a husband and how to be a dad. You didn't get any of that shit. You had to figure it out. The only thing you had was the experience that you saw with your two eyes from your own two parents and your upbringing. It's the only thing you had. And now you're taking that and bringing it to the table. And if it was shitty, you're going to bring that shitty experience to the fucking table and be a toxic motherfucker, man or woman, to that relationship, to that marriage, and to that family. Unless you have really, really, really strong mindset where you can say, man, where I came from is shitty. It sucks. I definitely want to do the complete opposite of what I saw, which will be very difficult, but it is doable. I have seen people do it. But in general, people they repeat what happened to them in their future. So I want to make that clear. When you get married, there's no blueprint. So with that being said, now comes the next thing I'm going to tell you. Forgiveness. You got to have forgiveness for your significant other because you're not perfect and she's not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to treat her not right. You're going to neglect her. You're going to be verbally abusive. You're going to be a dick. You're going to be an asshole. You're going to be a shitty husband. You're going to be a shitty dad. And on the flip side, you're not going to be nurturing. You're not going to be caring. You're not going to be a good mom. You're not going to be a good wife. you're going to be fucking useless. So, husband, you must forgive your wife. And wife, you must forgive your husband. Because if you're truly dedicated to each other and to the family unit, you will learn to be a good wife. You will learn to be nurturing. You will learn to be caring. You will learn how to cook. You will learn how to clean. You will learn how to make a home. Husband, you will learn all these different traits that you need to have to be a protector, to be a provider, to be a safe zone for your family. You will learn that you need to date your wife. You will learn all these different things if you're willing to learn, if you're willing to invest, if you're willing not to give up. So now we got that out of the way. Let's go into actual maintenance of these relationships. So once you did decide to forgive and decide to move on and keep investing in this marriage, into this relationship, well, just like anything else that you want to flourish, it needs daily, weekly, monthly, yearly dedication, watering, nurturing, and giving. Anything that stays the same goes backwards. Anything that you want to flourish needs constant watering daily. What I mean, when you guys got married and everything was fun and exciting, that honeymoon phase, you said, I love you, you made out, you had sex all the time, things were great. But then real life came into the picture. She got pregnant, bills started coming in, you bought a house, you got payments, you got daycare, you got food, you got expenses, you got FPL bills, you got all kinds of shit coming your way, insurances, you got problems at work, and everything comes back home. The kids are crying all the time. You're barely having sex. All you guys talk about are bills, kids, and bullshit that's going on around the house and problems. Well, guess what? Get ready for a divorce. Because sooner or later, one of you guys is going to be fucking tired of it and is going to fucking ring the bell and say, hey, I've had enough. Because whenever you come home, all they see is a liability. All they see is stress. Remember, when you first met, you were your best version. You didn't come with any stress. You came with good energy. Okay? But now all there is fucking stress. Your marriage sucks. There's no happiness. There's no joy. It's just fucking stress. Well, guess what? Stress is part of the marriage. But if you're smart and you're willing to invest in your marriage, you say, hey, you know what? We're going to do a date night. We're going to go every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We're going to schedule this on an Excel spreadsheet on Google Calendar, and we're going to go on a date. So a lot of people say, oh, well, we go on date nights, but their marriages still sucks. I said, well, tell me a little bit about your date night. Well, the first problem is, guys, make sure you're fucking taking notes, right? Because I'm going to save your fucking marriage if you listen to me. I'm going to make it thriving. Like, man, this motherfucker, man, he saved my life. Make sure you're taking notes. You go on date night, and what do? You just talk about the same fucking problems that you used to talk about in the house. Ah, little Johnny, he's fucking up in school, and fucking Sonia, she did this, she's on fucking TikTok, and blah, 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 and she's failing, and she hooked up with this kid, and the school called, and then the dad, oh, well, at work, the manager, Mike, he's an asshole, and you know what? The bills are overdue, or this or that, or all you guys do is bring fucking drama to the table. Two miserable fucks. Miserable motherfuckers coming together, creating more fucking misery. So of course you can't stand each other. Your date night was fucking useless. It was worthless. It was a waste of time. Get it through your fucking head. There's a big difference between date night and a family meeting. I hold family meetings all the time in my house. Family meetings where this is where we talk about serious stuff. Hey, you, bomb, 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 bomb. But when my wife and I go on date night, we ain't fucking talking about bills. We're not talking about the kids' drama. Okay? We're flirting. We're teasing each other. Okay? We're sexting. We're we're having a fucking drink to loosen up. We're smiling. We're laughing. We're conversating about silly things or about wins. Hey, honey, man, I got this new client. He's doing great. I'm so happy for him. That's a win. That's something positive. Or if she talks about the kids, hey, so and so did this in school. They're kicking ass. Or hey, the baby, she wrote her first sentence today. We talk about wins. Date night is not a time you bring up all the fucking drama to the restaurant. So make sure you take notes of that. And on your next fucking date night, stop bringing all the fucking drama. Next, let's get into date night. Date night doesn't have to be the same fucking lame shit every time. Some of you motherfuckers are so fucking lame that makes me want to just fucking run into a wall. You do the same boring bullshit every fucking time. Oh, well, I took her out to dinner. Your wife is so fucking bored of that shit. Okay? She's so fucking bored. She's ready to hang herself. Do you understand how fucking lame you are? I took her out to dinner. Shut the fuck up and get creative. You gotta get creative. You gotta do fun things with each other. Okay? Go fucking bowling. Go shoot pool. Go to a fucking movie. Go to a different funky restaurant. Hook up in the car. Fucking get a BJ in the car. Guys, like get fucking excited a little bit. Go rent a hotel room. Get a hotel room. Spend a few $100s. Okay? Have crazy sex that night. Go get fast food afterwards. Do things that bring excitement, that will keep the flame going. If you do the same shit every fucking time, even date nights become lame. And then you wonder why the husband or wife is looking at different places. They're looking at different places because they're bored. They're tired of the same BS every fucking week. My wife and I, at least every 2 months, sometimes even more, we do a staycation. We rent a hotel room. We go out to a sexy dinner. We dress up nice. We have fun. We go to a club. We party. Guys, we're in our 40s. We fucking party. I got 5 kids. We party. We have a drink. We dance. Think about this. When is the last time you danced with your wife or your husband? When is the last time you made out with each other? Where both of you guys have your eyes closed and you're just making out. Like when you were in high school. You don't do that shit anymore. And you wonder why your marriage is fucking dead. When is the last time you got dressed super hot? Not nice, hot. To seduce your husband. Got some fucking sexy lingerie. Said, man, I can't wait for him to see me tonight. And then when he sees you, he gets goosebumps. Or vice versa. Like, man, like, when's the last time like you put on your fucking A game? Do you guys know when I work out and fucking train hard and lift my shirt up and see a six pack? The first thing I think of is I can't wait to turn my wife on. I love to bring the best version of myself to her. I love looking good for her. Obviously for myself, but because she means a lot to me, I feel like it's my duty as a man. Like I don't want to be some nasty motherfucker humping my wife. I want a fucking Spartan motherfucker, okay? Like myself. being on top of my wife, not some fucking fat slob, ugly motherfucker who let himself go. No, man. I feel my wife deserves better. So that's why she gets me. She gets A plus rated motherfucker. You understand? I don't believe she deserves anything else. And if she wasn't my wife and there was another woman, that woman wouldn't deserve anything else but the best. That's what I bring to the fucking table. That's why my wife is fucking crazy about me. Okay? She's insane about me. Why? Because I bring value to her life. I turn her on. Mentally, I turn her on. Because I'm not a little fucking bitch who's whining and complaining all the fucking time. Emotionally, I turn her on. Because I'm real, I'm sincere, I'm genuine, I'm caring. Physically, I turn her on. Because I'm a sexy motherfucker. I look good, I feel good. I take care of myself, I have good hygiene. So, what are you bringing to the table, man or woman, to keep your husband into you? Or to keep your wife into you? If you're not bringing anything to the table, your marriage is dead. People are just hang around many, many years, which will be a different podcast, because they're fucking fearful that they won't find anyone else. So they're just so comfortable with you that they'll just sit there in that fucking shitty ass marriage and just keep it together without ever doing anything about it. They'll just stay together. When people tell me like, oh, we've been married for 30 years, it doesn't mean fucking shit to me. What was your quality of 30 years? Was your marriage fucking thriving or just surviving, holding by a fucking thread? For many years, guys, at the beginning, my marriage was just surviving. We went through many hardships, but I learned, I evolved. She learned, she evolved. How can she be a better mother, better wife, better homemaker? Me, how can I be a better father, better husband, better protector, better provider, better man? Once you figure that out, you got to fucking apply it immediately. And here's the sad thing. A lot of people will wait until they break up. You see many people, they get divorced. Now they want to fucking go work out. Now they want to dress nice. Now they want to take care of themselves. Now they want to take care of their fucking shitty ass habits. But while they were with you, they were okay being shitty. They were okay fucking looking like shit and dressing like shit and having that shitty attitude and that shitty energy about them. So my friends, stop waiting. Stop waiting till the end zone to start doing something about it, because then it's too late. Do something about it today. Today you fucking start. Today you start working out. Today you change your attitude. Today you book that vacation. Today you start going on date nights. Today you put a smile on your face. Today you greet your husband nicely. Today you make him that nice dinner. Today you massage him. Husbands, today you take care of your wife. Today you massage her feet. Today you make out with your wife. Today you take her out to a nice restaurant. Today you dress up nicely. Today you start working out. Anything but today is motherfucking disrespect. Disrespect to the whole family. Here's something funny that I hear people say this all the time. My family is number one to me. No, it's not, you fucking piece of shit fucking liar. Because if it was, you wouldn't fucking neglect yourself. You wouldn't neglect your wife. You wouldn't neglect your husband. You say your kids mean everything to you, but you're a fucking liar. Well, why? No, that's not true. I'm not a liar. My kids mean everything to me. Well, if they did, you'll take care of your spouse. Your number one should be your spouse. Right? Besides taking care of yourself first, your next in line is your spouse. Because if you don't take care of your spouse, guess what's going to happen? It's going to be fights. It's going to be friction at home. Then eventually it can lead up to separation and divorce. Well, guess what happens, my friends, when there's divorce? The kids turn out fucked up. The kids suffer. And guess what? Remember what I said at the beginning, what we witness. So now your kids witness shitty marriages, shitty relationships, abuse, tolerance of fucking crap, and then break up. And then they say to themselves, oh, well, that's just what's normal. So then 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whenever, however old your kids are, they get into a relationship and they repeat your behavior because that's what they saw, that's what they learned, unless they're very fucking strong minded. So stop fucking telling me that you love your kids, but then you don't invest in your spouse. You don't invest in yourself. That's all a fucking one big lie. It's a facade. It's a lie you tell to yourself that you can sleep at night. But if you don't take care of yourself, which will be another podcast, and you don't take care of your spouse, to do everything you can to make that marriage and that relationship solid, you don't love your family because your family will end up breaking up. Now I'm going to give a little bit of advice to the men. Everything I said to you, you could take to the bank. It's 100% true. But now, something very, very important. There is gauges. There's many men who are going to say to me, Yaniv, I do everything. I do everything for my wife. I do everything for my family. And they do everything. And that's the problem. So guys, life is like juggling. It's like you got to have a balance. Nothing more in life a woman hates than a fucking pussy ass motherfucking husband. A fucking wimp, pushover, Mr. Do It All husband. She will lose respect for you faster than fucking I can sneeze. She will fucking hate you if all you do is do everything for her and the children and the house and take care of everything. She will fucking hate you for it. Because women hate, let me repeat this, every woman hates a man who's a fucking pussy pushover. A woman wants a man. A woman wants a leader. A woman wants a man to guide her. Now, before all the fucking feminists jump on me and say, oh, that's not true. Every fucking woman wants that. I don't give a fuck what your beliefs are. The problem is that when men are not being men, women have to step up. And now all the feminists out there, it's the men's fault because there was a bunch of fucking pussy ass motherfuckers who didn't know how to handle their business. So the women had to become feminists. They had to fend for themselves. If you go back 1,000 years ago, there was no fucking feminists because men took care of their families and provided and did everything they needed to do. And there were protectors, and women didn't have to fucking work 10 hours a day and go into the corporate world and had to fucking, this is not even have to go 1,000 years ago, bro. Guys, we can go fucking back even 60 years ago, 70 years ago. Man handled their business. Today, men don't handle their business, so the woman has to work. She has to fucking act like a man. She has to have man attributes because the man ain't doing his fucking job. Well, guess what, my friends? You become a fucking pushover and you overdo your job. You overdo it. You're always on top of her. You're always getting her flowers all the time. You're always texting her. You're always calling her. You're always bothering her. She can't fucking stand you. You need to be attentive, but not overly attentive. You need to be caring, but not overbearing. You got to give that woman space. You got to give her breathing room. You got to give her her own time so she can miss you, so she can want to be with you. She has to know her duties. If you're doing her duties, she's going to lose respect for you. You can't just be providing her with everything and then she becomes useless. Hey, honey, here's a cleaning lady. You don't have to cook. We'll just order out all the time. Here's a babysitter all the time. Here's somebody to cut the lawn. Here's somebody to do the pool. Here's somebody to do your nails. Here's your personal trainer. Here's your massage therapist. Here's everything you ever need and want. You don't have to do anything. And by the fact, you don't even have to have sex with me. You can have sex with me once a week or once a month, and I'll be okay with it. Guys, you do that to your wife, you spoil her like that, she will fucking hate you. Okay? She will hate you and she can't stand you. And guess what? She's looking otherwise. And you might say, oh man, why did my wife cheat on me? Why? Because you're a pussy ass bitch. That's why she fucking cheated on you. Because you're not a fucking man. Right? Guys, I'm sorry, but you're a fucking pussy. And it's your fault that you fucking overdid it. Guys, to make it very clear, I love my wife to death. I support her. I provide for her. I protect her and my entire family. I lead. But I'm going to tell you fucking guys right now, she has her fucking duties. She has her duties. And if she does not do her duties, we have a major fucking problem. And I have no problem bringing that shit to the fucking table. You must understand, going back to communication, when we met, I made it very fucking clear. I'm going to work. I'm going to provide. I'm going to protect. I'm going to lead. I'm going to discipline. But you, wife, will cook, will clean, will take care of my children, will nurture them and me. When I come home, I need love. I need attention. I need a shoulder to lean on. I need a massage. I need sex all the time. As a matter of fact, guys, we'll get into that subject on a different day. But all those things were set up front. And if she slips on any of them, I bring that shit right to the table. And I'll cause a fucking fight. And we'll straighten it out. And get her back in line where she belongs. And I'll go back in line where I belong. You must understand, we are not equal in any way. I have my duties and she has hers. I cannot do hers and she cannot do mine. We don't mix match. Now, if here and there she needs my help with cleaning the house or with the kids or whatever, of course I'll jump in. But that's not on a regular basis. If on a regular basis, I got to pick up the kids, I got to cook, I got to clean, I got to go to fucking work, I got to coach people all day long, I got to do everything. Then why the fuck am I married? Who am I in a relationship with? By myself? No, my friend. Both people have to fucking put out daily. Women, it is your duty to make love and have sex with your husband. It is your duty to be the nurturer. It is your duty to provide a nice warm meal. Now, I am sorry if you have to work all day. That's a problem. The husband needs to step up and take that load off you, because husbands, wifey cannot fucking work all day long and then come home and start cooking and cleaning and nurturing. When a woman has to work all day long, she can't be her womanly self. It's impossible, because she just fucking worked all day like a man, and now she's tired. You think she has that fucking brain power or that will to start making like a homemade meal? No, man. She's gonna be like, hey, let's order out. Let's stick something in the fucking microwave in the oven real quick, right? Well, guess what? When you do that, there's no love into it. Starts creating space. Hey, honey, can you rub my shoulder? Nah, I worked all day long myself too. Why don't you rub my shoulder? Well, now both of you guys are fucking tired. Nobody's rubbing nobody. Hey, honey, how come the house is a mess and the laundry's not done? Well, I worked all day, so I can't really do that. We'll get to it. again, it becomes a huge fucking problem. It becomes a huge problem. That's why I'm a huge advocate, old school, of traditional values and traditional families. Now, don't get me wrong. If God forbid shit hits the fan and my wife has to work, she will go to work. But I will do everything, everything I can in my power to get her back home, to be who she needs to be, to fulfill her duties. Okay. So same thing. God forbid anything happen to her, I will do everything I can, guys. Take care of the kids, cook, clean, I'll do whatever I can. But she needs to do everything she can to get back on her feet so I can go back to doing what I got to do. Guys, this is a deep, deep conversation. It's a lot to learn, man. It's a lot to learn. And I hope you learn a lot. And I told my wife the other day I was coaching someone about their marriage, and I said, I wish I had me, somebody like me, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, to guide me, to help me through my marriage, through my hardships that we went through. I had nobody, guys. I had to learn through my skin. I had to learn. I had to fail. I almost got a divorce. I had to almost break up my family, all through my own mistakes and my own difficulties. We had to learn. But thank God I had the strength, the perseverance, and the will to keep on going and to learn and to evolve to become the man I am today. So, guys, you guys have me. If you need more support, you need more guidance, jump on my No Excuses program and we can get into details about your relationships. And I can coach you and guide you to become the best husband, wife you can be. Guys, be strong, have faith, have perseverance, be understanding, write down your duties, don't let go of expectations, make sure that you communicate, don't hold shit in, and see the signs. See the signs that they're giving you, that your husband's giving you, that your wife is giving you. If your husband finishes work at 6 p.m., 5 p.m., and doesn't come home every night till later, doesn't mean he's cheating. What it means is that he can't stand being home. And he's doing everything he can to avoid coming home, staying to work extra, going to the bar, whatever it is. These are signs, wifey, for you to wake up and say, hey, husband, I need you home. I want you home. What am I doing wrong? Why am I driving you away from me? On the flip side, the wife, you see your wife is not into you. She's not touching you. She's not making eye contact. She's not kissing you. You guys are barely having sex. Even if you do have sex, there's no intimacy. It's just quickies. You got a big problem on your hands, my friends. Your wife wants to always hang out with her girlfriends, doesn't want to hang out with you. Wants to spend special events with her friends and not with you. You got a huge problem on your hands. These are all signs, and I hope you address them before it's too late. I hope you address them and get after them before the end zone. Because once it's the end zone, it is almost impossible. Not impossible, but almost impossible to mend back the marriage. Because by then, things have gone sideways too far. Guys, I wish you guys a beautiful day. I hope you learned a lot today. And start with this. I would like to give everybody their daily task. Start today by going home, seeing your husband or wife, and just giving them a nice long kiss and a hug. Have a kick-ass day, guys.